President Mike Pence will be sitting down for talks later in the day with South Korea's acting president to discuss North Korea and the ongoing deployment of the THAAD missile defense system to South Korea. This is the first stop on Pence's first trip to the Asia-Pacific region. Officials say the trip reflects the Trump administration's focus on Washington's ironclad military alliance with South Korea amid the ongoing threats from the north. Connie Kim starts us off.
The highlight of U.S. Vice President Mike Pence's three-day visit to South Korea will take place on Monday when he sits down with South Korea's acting president Hwang. Prior to those discussions, the U.S. Vice President visited the heavily fortified demilitarized zone on Monday morning. In recent years, visiting U.S. officials have made a point of going to the DMZ to show their support for the decades-old South Korea-U.S. alliance. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson also visited the area during his recent trip to South Korea. When Pence meets acting President Hwang, the agenda will most likely include response measures to North Korea's provocations and the ongoing installation of the THAAD missile defense system. A White House official traveling with Pence previously said the completion of the THAAD deployment is up to South Korea's next president, as the installation could be difficult to complete before the May 9th election. When the first pieces of equipment from the THAAD battery were brought to South Korea in March, Seoul's defense ministry had said the installation could be completed as early as April. Following up on the U.S. officials' comments, South Korea's foreign ministry said the stance of both Seoul and Washington is unchanged, and they'll push for the completion of the THAAD installation. The joint statement following Hwang and Pence's talks will likely send a strong warning to North Korea and reaffirm Washington's ironclad military alliance with South Korea. While in Seoul, Pence will also meet National Assembly Speaker Chung Se-kyun to discuss President Trump's North Korea policy and THAAD. Pence is also expected to speak with the heads of South Korean businesses to explain the administration's economic policies due to fears Trump is taking the U.S. down the path of protectionism. Considering U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis and Secretary of State Rex Tillerson have already visited Seoul in the early days of the Trump administration, South Korean officials say the new man in the White House is putting a lot of weight on the two countries' alliance and on solving the North Korea issue. Connie Kim, Arirang News.